Hello, happy Tuesday. This is Darren Roberts, Master Trainer at Impact Training Corporation and the Abundance Accelerant. Welcome to the Tuesday Tickle and Tick, show number 32. Today, loop management is losing sales. You know, it's ironic that we are on our phones almost all day, every day, yet telephone skills is the worst two performing skills in business. And the reason for that is it's very rarely trained, and it's even more rarely inspected with your teams and made improvements, given positive feedback. So I'm going to give you some skills to increase the quality of your telephone skills and make the most of those inquiries that are coming through. The first thing is, let's have urgency in answering the phone. Let's make it a priority. If a potential customer is calling you, they have a compelling reason to do so. They have a problem that you can fix. So make it a goal in your business to answer the phone in the first 2 to 3 rings. Now, it's not always possible, of course, but then it comes down to structures. If the person that usually answers the phone is busy or with someone, who else can answer the phone call before it rings out? And please, at all costs, particularly from laziness, just let it go through to voice message. Because that voice message starts telephone tag, doesn't it? And with telephone tag, we waste a lot of time. By the time we do speak to that person, the emotion has gone from the person, the compelling reason has gone. And it's quite often the case that if a customer or potential customer is ringing a few different businesses to find out about a solution, that the person they build a human connection with first is often the one that they buy from. We know that people will buy from you when they like and trust you. So we need a conversation to build that like and trust. So the quicker we can answer that phone and have a conversation, the better. What if it's an email inquiry? Well, if it's an email inquiry, please give that person a call and do it quickly after the email pops up. So again, what systems do we have in place where we can quickly respond to email inquiries? Now, unless I've particularly said I only want a response via email, my strong suggestion is you give them a call, because that allows you to connect and build mutual commonality. And some people say, oh, I don't get phone numbers on my emails. Well, you can actually make it a mandatory field on your landing page to have a telephone number before the inquiry can be sent. Now, of course, that's not foolproof either. Sometimes they can make up a telephone number, but we're far more likely to get an accurate telephone number and therefore be able to speak to that person. You know, from a timing perspective, loop management says that every day that goes past from when the inquiry comes in to when we actually make contact with them and speak to them, every day that goes by, we lose 25% of the quality of that lead. We lose 25% of the chance to have them as a customer of ours. So the old days of giving them a call, leaving a message, 3 or 4 days, give them a call back is long gone. We've actually created a call matrix structure purely for incoming leads, which is a 6-day cycle, which has some strong urgency on getting back to them. As quickly as possible, give them a call and see if we can connect with them. If we can't connect, we send them an SMS straight away and we try that number a couple of times through the rest of the day. Now remember, this is just for inquiries, not for ex-member calls or ex-customer calls or anything that you might have. And what we find is that people appreciate, with the businesses that we've put this into, they appreciate the urgency of which the staff member is trying to get back to them. It's a 6-day cycle, and then after the 6 days, it goes into an autoresponder. If you'd like some of that information, of course, I'm happy to share that with you. But keep in mind, every day that goes by from when the inquiry comes through to when we make contact with them, we lose 25% of the chance to have them as a customer. So effectively, within 4 days, the lead is not warm anymore. That's why we put that call matrix structure in place. The other part is, what do we sound like over the telephone? Do we sound enthusiastic, excited, or is it just another call that our reception team or our customer service team is taking? When we do get in contact with the person, we have 2 to 5 seconds to make a great first impression. How do we build a connection? Remember that people buy emotionally and justify it logically. So don't fall into the trap of just blurting out what your products and services are, we need to diagnose a problem from your potential customer first. What is the challenge that they're facing? It's a quick conversation, but that allows us to talk about our products and services. You talk about your products and services and relate it to an emotion, not just the logical component. Please use a prompt. Please use a prompt. It's not a script, you don't have to be robotic, but have something that you and your staff use that reminds you of how you want the conversation to go. And finally, the telephone is just selling the next step. Unless you are selling over the telephone, which we don't suggest, unless you are doing that because it's a low dollar value item that you're selling, any other time, all you're doing is selling the next step, which maybe is a face-to-face meeting or a longer telephone meeting or a Skype or a Zoom meeting. All you're doing is selling the next step. So you don't have to give the whole box and dice, just get the next step. So there's some skills for telephone. By the way, if you do have a prompt, and I hope you do for you and your staff to use, if you'd like me to review your prompt and give you feedback to make sure you're being seen as an expert, make sure you're diagnosing the problem before prescribing the solution, making sure that you're connecting it to the emotion of the potential customer, just type in help, H-E-L-P, help, in the comments below, and I'll be happy to review it and give you some feedback on your prompt. So, thanks for jumping on. You guys have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you next week for the Tuesday Tickle and Tick. Bye for now.